and that stormwater will be directed to a 10,000-gallon rainwater storage tank. So that'll also be saving all of that rainwater that we'll be having, and that way we can also reduce the need that we have to pull from Boston's water system. North entrance, constituents will be able to go directly to second floor services, your birth certificates, your marriage certificates, paying your taxes, actually doing some early voting. That's really exciting. And this entrance hasn't been open since 9/11. So we're really excited to have a brand new entrance available for constituents. That's also super accessible for them. We used to have 18,000 linear feet of granite stairs, so now it's much more accessible for folks to be able to access. And as you can see, we have our new signature playground, which is pretty incredible. So our designers have called this Kinder Brutalism. As you all know, Boston City Hall is one of the preeminent examples of brutalist architecture. Some call it heroic architecture in the world. We love this building, and we're excited to see those elements here in this playscape. I think the other thing that's really nice is because of the way that the play space and our other standing spaces are terraced. Say you're a grandparent who needs to sit. Say that you're like a caretaker and you want to catch up with your other friends. You can be at a different part of the plaza, but still keep an eye on small people as they're really enjoying their time in this play space.
In this space have meetings, programs. This glass wall opens up. There's also restrooms, so when people are using the playground, they wouldn't have to go into City Hall. They can use the restrooms in this pavilion.
Perfect. And there's also public accessible terrace space, so just something that you can enjoy. One of the nice elements throughout the plaza that was extremely well designed, there's a lot of uplighting as well, so people are less likely to trip, especially this time of year. Who wants to trip at 4:30 at night? That's embarrassing. Now we don't have to worry about that as much because our team worked really hard on thinking about how the public will be using this space.
My name is Dion Irish, Chief of Operations for the City of Boston. Yeah, let's get the energy up. Welcome to City Hall Plaza. We are very excited to welcome you to a reimagined plaza. This transformed renovation of the plaza is a space for all residents. It's universally accessible. It's a new civic space for all to use, increased environmental sustainability, and critical infrastructure improvements that will ensure the plaza is safe and accessible for generations to come. Thank you to all the elected officials that have joined us today. Thank you to all the City Hall staff members and our neighboring folks in office buildings nearby who had to endure the drilling during the construction period. Sometimes you thought it was in your office, so we appreciate your patience and thank you for being here today. Boston City Hall was originally designed to be a place for the people, to be physically transparent about the modes of government, and to blend the outside public realm into the building. It is the duty of civic leadership, city leadership, to ensure that this civic space lives up to these values. I'm extremely proud that we have the leadership that has done that. This project has seen 2 chiefs of operations and 3 mayors. Special thank you to former Mayor Marty Walsh. Special thank also to Mayor Kim Jane, who's here with us today. And extra special thanks to Mayor Wu for bringing this project over the finish line and for also ensuring that we didn't need a 3rd chief of operations to get this done. I also want to give a special shout out to Pat Brophy. I'm sure he's here. And I now would like to ask everyone to join me in congratulating Mayor Wu on this. This is the week of her 1-year anniversary as mayor. Give it up. So thank you as we welcome the mayor to the microphone.
Thank you so much, Chief. Thank you for your leadership every day, taking care of this amazing space and building and all of our facilities across the city. I'm incredibly honored to be here. I know it's chilly, so I'm going to make my way through a few more recognitions really fast because there are a whole lot of people to thank. In addition to the administration's past, who I'm very proud to take the torch from, Mayor Walsh, Mayor Janey, and all of the teams that have worked on this project. I want to go back a little bit further, too, to an administration that really planted the seeds for so many of these ideas and the talent that has been guiding us throughout the city from all different perches. We're very honored to be joined today by Mrs. Angela Menino as well. I think, as most know by now, I got my start as an intern for Mayor Menino, and getting to see the city through his eyes, and the love and the care and the attention to every detail, no issue too big or too small, really continues to inspire me every day. Her stories, as she and Mayor Janey and I were able to walk through and take a quick tour of the new improvements, really stretch back to remind us of how many people have poured their hearts into serving the city, dreaming for its future, and it's incredible that we get to see a little bit move forward today and to set a foundation for many celebratory events. We want some duck boat parades at some point, many school events, community events, a new pavilion that's set up to welcome all, and so we're really grateful. We're hoping to model some of that today. We're going to have several performances later from our young people and students in the Boston Public Schools, so please join me. They're going to be performing at various points throughout the day. Please join me in thanking and welcoming the O'Brien Pep Band, the Mildred Ave Steel Pan Band, the Boston Latin School Jazz Ensemble, the English High Drum Line, and the Elliott School Choir. So looking forward to all of those performances. Thank you again to the teams, our operations team here at City Hall, Carrie Griffin of the public facilities team, Eamon Shelton and his leadership of the property management team, Commissioner Kristen McCosh ensuring that universal accessibility was here in this space and everyone across the city. Chief Cara Elliott Ortega, and you already see some of the public art. So our Chief of Arts and Culture is going to keep cultivating and ensuring that that continues. Chief Shagun Itawu of our Economic Opportunity and Inclusion Cabinet. We will have spaces for small businesses right from our communities to have pop-ups. Chris Carter, who leads our Mayor's Office of New Urban Mechanics team. Henry Vitale of Boston Water and Sewer. Amy and Michael from Special Events. Our Parks Department, I know Ryan is here somewhere, and the entire Parks team, ISD, the Fire Department, the Comms and Digital teams, Age Strong, Landmarks Commission, the Boston Police. So many people have been involved in this project. I want to thank our partners who have helped make this happen on the design and construction side too. Mo Gomez from Sasaki, Kevin Sullivan from Shawmut, Neil Davis representing Skanska. Thank you so much to you and all your teams. We are joined by our amazing team at City Hall. You can see their offices right above some of the most prominent architectural features highlighted in this building. City councilors Kenzie Bach, Kendra Lara, Michael Flaherty are here. And we're so grateful for their leadership and all that they do to invest in our city. And I want to thank the team at the MBTA too, because many of the most complex parts of this project are because we sit on top of multiple train lines and tunnels that had to be very carefully protected and reconstructed. Boston is a green and growing city today, committed to community, uncompromising on inclusion, where families can thrive and where we draw on joy, arts, innovation, community, and dreams of the future to help us redefine what's possible today. And so we are really excited that City Hall Plaza has been reimagined in that spirit as so much more than just a space that people walk through and try not to get blown away by the windswept plaza on their way to get to city services. Because the spaces we build are a reflection of our city and our values. And thanks to these incredible collaborations, we have built something here that embodies our vision for Boston and builds on the legacies that we inherit from those who came before. I know others, Commissioner McCosh and Chief Elliott Ortega and the teams will say more about the details of all of the new features here in just a little bit. But I want to just highlight a few of the ways in which the space is both beautiful and practical. We wanted to focus on both community and sustainability, accessibility and fun, and all the ways that we can use this publicly owned space. The new plaza has 12,000 square feet of fully accessible adventure playscape, encouraging our littlest leaders to actively and safely explore right here in the heart of downtown. I saw on Twitter that some of our city councilors also tested out some of the features already. Made me, I'll come when I'm wearing not a skirt. We've also added more than 3,000 new places to sit. More than 250 trees will be part of this plaza by the time all of them are planted, and tens of thousands of new plants to clean our air, fight extreme heat, and create more green space, making this a vibrant, shaded, and welcoming place for all to breathe a little easier. The planted areas and special paving materials also will help in our fight against climate change and absorbing the impacts. They will filter roughly 180,000 gallons of water back into the ground during storms. All of the spaces that we're all standing on here today and throughout the plaza will capture that storm water into a big tank that then will be used to maintain all of the green and keep it lush and beautiful here. And before the renovation, because there were stairs everywhere and the elevation change from different levels of the plaza made it inaccessible to residents and visitors with disabilities, it's been a priority to ensure that now there are smooth grades that are fully navigable and accessible to everyone, whether you are in a motorized scooter, pushing a stroller, or walking and riding a bike around this area. The new design also replaces the stairs from Hanover Street and has made all primary building entrances and main pathways accessible to everyone. Remember when you couldn't come in that door over there and were always directed to walk all the way around? We are now creating more entry points back to the original design of this building. This space reflects our values not only in the finished product, but also in the process that created it. In addition to the collaboration between public facilities, the Boston Civic Design Commission, and the Parks Department, our teams drew on the creativity and vision of residents. Community outreach efforts involve stakeholders across our city, as well as agencies like the MBTA. And with the help of virtual reality technology, Sasaki had also invited residents of all ages and backgrounds to really look and see and test out with virtual simulations of the space and give feedback that way as well. I also want to recognize and thank everyone who was involved, because the renovation itself was carried out by Boston-based companies, and more than a quarter of total project hours went to workers who are Boston residents. The result is where we are today, a space designed with all of us in mind, one that represents the role and responsibility of city government to create spaces, physical, community, and in every way in between, and opportunities for our communities to find beauty and joy, inspiration and connection in the home that we share. This plaza wasn't just shaped by our values, it brings them to life. It was built by the people of Boston, for the people of Boston, for generations to come. Okay, otra vez en español. Hoy nos enorgullece anunciar que la plaza del ayuntamiento ha sido rediseñada como algo más que un espacio para aquellas personas que buscan servicios. Los espacios que construimos son un reflejo de nuestra ciudad y de nuestros valores. Y como resultado de la maravillosa colaboración entre nuestras oficinas de ayuntamiento, de trabajo con nuestros socios encargados del diseño y principalmente de las contribuciones de nuestras comunidades, es que logramos construir algo juntos que materializa nuestra visión para Boston. Pero antes, me gustaría resaltar brevemente algunas de las características de este espacio. La Plaza Nueva cuenta con una zona de aventura recreativa totalmente accesible para nuestros jóvenes y todas las generaciones. Además, hemos añadido espacios nuevos para sentarse, más de 250 árboles y decenas de miles de plantas nuevas, reduciendo los efectos contaminantes del desbordamiento de aguas pluviales. Y también este nuevo diseño ha hecho que todas las entradas y los corredores principales del edificio sean accesibles por igual para todos. En ese espacio se ven reflejados nuestros valores, tanto en el producto final como en el proceso. Los esfuerzos de divulgación comunitaria contaron con la participación de las partes interesadas de toda nuestra ciudad. La remodelación en sí la hicieron empresas ubicadas en Boston y más de la cuarta parte de total de horas de trabajo fueron realizadas por trabajadores que viven aquí en Boston. El día de hoy estamos parados sobre el resultado, un espacio cuyo diseño se llevó a cabo pensando en todos. La remodelación de esta plaza no solo se inspiró en nuestros valores, los materializa. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. We have a full program. So next up is going to be a performance by our Elliott School students. Then I'm going to hand it off to Commissioner Kristen McCosh, Chief of Arts and Culture Karia Elliott Ortega, our lead architect Mo Gomez, a Boston Poet Laureate Portia Olayiwola, and then we're going to do the official ribbon cutting at that point. So just to ground us in what's going to happen next. Welcome to our Elliott School students.
Our goal is to spread joy and happiness through singing. We will be performing Onseaba and Why We Sing. Onseaba is a Zambian folk song that means those who sing are children of God.
While performing Onseaba, we will use percussion and voice, as the song primarily focuses on a call and response method where the leader calls and the choir responds. We will also be performing Why We Sing, which demonstrates the reason why we all join choir.
We hope you enjoy our performance.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to thank Mayor Wu, especially. I am thrilled, honored, and excited to be here with you today. I just want to begin by saying that I'm really glad this unveiling is happening under Mayor Wu's leadership, because it truly embodies her unwavering commitment to equity, inclusion, and access. This project has achieved all three of those things in an elegant and welcoming design. I'd like to thank Chief Irish and all his staff in the public facilities and property management departments, and of course my Disability Commission staff, the many architects and engineers who worked on this project for many years. It's been a labor of love and at times frustration for all of us. This project has been a long time coming, but I feel like I can say, honestly, it was worth the wait. And I say that only because city administrators took the time to really engage the disability community in planning and transforming City Hall Plaza. Disability advocates with a wide range of disabilities provided critical input into this plan. They shared their expertise and lived experience of trying to navigate the plaza in a wheelchair or scooter, or as a person who was blind or low vision. But most of all, city leaders listened to our Disability Commission Advisory Board, who made it their mission to ensure that everyone would feel included in this civic space. I'd like to give a big round of applause for our advisory board members who are here today. They are the true champions of accessibility in Boston. So now I'd just like to highlight a few features, accessibility features that we are unveiling today. First of all, there's no longer a set of stairs to the front entrance of City Hall. Beginning today, nobody has to try to find a ramp to get in the front door. We can all go in together. Also, there is now a new entrance opened that goes directly to the second floor, particularly to the parking clerk and elections department. So now people with disabilities can register to vote and pay their parking tickets at the same time. No excuses. Other accessibility upgrades include a ramp to the fourth floor courtyard, smooth and accessible granite pavers, gently sloped walkways rather than stairs, better lighting and improved sidelines, and so much more. I can't wait to try it out. And I'm excited to have our ADA Day celebration here next year. I'd like to end by saying that when I was appointed commissioner under the beloved Mayor Menino over 10 years ago, one of my first projects was working on an accessibility path. This is a small asphalt strip that leads from Washington Mall to the ramp entering City Hall. When people with disabilities would ask me where the accessible route to City Hall was, I would point them to this very small and limited path. But now I can say with pride that people with disabilities are no longer limited to one path. Now they are welcome to use the whole plaza. Beginning today, they have access the same as everybody, and that is a thing to be really proud of. So thank you.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. I'm really excited to talk a little bit more about arts and culture and the new City Hall Plaza. We are so excited by the opportunities here for creative expression and cultural celebrations that this renovation brings to the city, and I'm so glad that arts and music and young people have already been integrated into the ways that we're celebrating the opening today. This space now has the accessibility, the infrastructure, and design to be activated by Boston's residents and visitors for gatherings, events, and celebrations. And of course, for artists, storytelling, installations, festivals, and all of the ways that arts create community by bringing us together for shared experience. As a civic space, the plaza needs to be reflective of all of Boston's communities and cultures, and the arts are necessary to make this a welcoming place that belongs to all. As a part of the renovation, we released a call to artists this past February for public art on the plaza, and commissioned 2 artists. The first is Yuke Lee, who created the 2D graphics that you can see on display just around the corner on the west exterior wall of City Hall and the wall panels near the Civic Pavilion. And Ria Vedra was commissioned to create a sculptural installation that's going to be sited near the north entrance and installed next spring. These commissions are the first of a series of short-term artworks that will recognize and celebrate the stories of Boston and celebrate City Hall Plaza. Both artworks are installed for a year and are going to serve as a rotating opportunity to showcase the work of a variety of different artists in the years to come. And the artists of these projects are here today, and I'm not sure I can spot them right now. Oh, there's one over there. Hi, Yuke. So please come find them and say hi and learn more about the artwork. With the 6 new areas around the plaza to plug and play for community events and the new Civic Pavilion, there are also so many more opportunities for arts and culture to be integrated into the plaza, from small lunchtime events to large weekend festivals. To make the most of this opportunity, we're also investing. We're investing $1.5 million in programming for the plaza over the next 3 years through the American Rescue Plan Act, allowing us to contract with local businesses, with artists, with events, with cultural organizations, ensure a space for civic engagement, and host programs that prioritize the many communities we have here in Boston. Tonight we're going to start trying out some of what's available to us now after the renovation on the plaza starting at 5 p.m. with music by DJ Wysham, a lighting projection by Jeff Grants and Illuminous featuring images by Artists for Humanity, and a lineup of local poets curated by our own poet laureate, Portia Olayiwola. So we hope that you'll join us tonight and stay tuned for more programming to come here on City Hall Plaza. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to begin first with a few thank yous. First to the city and Mayor Wu for your leadership and support in realizing this bold vision for the plaza. Second, I'd like to thank my entire Sasaki team, our many consultants, to Skanska, and to the entire Shawmut construction team for all your incredible efforts in designing and building this plaza. And lastly, thank you. And lastly, we also want to extend a resounding thank you to the people of Boston who provided the ideas and feedback that made this wonderful plaza a reality. Through a robust community engagement process, we heard you and connected with you to understand how you wanted to use this new landscape. As part of that process, we worked very closely with the city, PFD, PMD, the Arts and Disabilities Commissions. For the other part of that process, we also conducted public workshops right here in the plaza, as Mayor Wu mentioned, with goggles to understand how the design will work, and held numerous stakeholder meetings and public hearings inside this building, as well as online during the pandemic, to get your input and feedback. It's your voices that helped us shape and define this plaza and form the key principles that inform the design. With your feedback and the input from the city, we identified a few primary design goals. The first was to make the plaza welcome for all people of all abilities and of all ages. The second, we identified ways of creating flexible spaces for all kinds and types of events. And the third, we focused on integrating sustainability throughout all aspects of the design. In addressing the first goal, to make it more welcoming and inviting, we strove to create a place that everyone can enjoy. As you heard from the mayor and Commissioner McCosh, equitable access was at the essence of the design. But to achieve that was no small task. The steep steps that existed on the old plaza had to be flattened and stretched into a continuous sloping walkway that could link all areas of the site. But the design of this new walk, to make it universally accessible, that we now know as Hanover Walk, that stretches along there, faced numerous obstacles below ground, because just barely below that surface in the main plaza and further down are the 2 oldest operating subway tunnels in the nation. This presented many logistical challenges that Sasaki was able to solve through close collaboration with the MBTA, our technical consultants, Weston Sampson and SGH, and through Shawmut's construction team. As a result, the project never interrupted the Green Line tunnel operations, and the design was able to navigate around all the site complications while still achieving the accessible aspirations for the plaza. For the second goal, to create various flexible event spaces, we transformed this barren old plaza that had nearly no areas for daily use into a place with a broad variety of spaces for events, gatherings, and just for the everyday. In addition to the new and exciting playscape that was mentioned, we've also added many smaller grove spaces all around the plaza that can be used for any number of daily activities. But we also maintain this main plaza, this area right here, and the plaza circle right behind you in the back, that as the expansive, flexible spaces that will still be able to host the large events and festivals for up to 15,000 people. And with the addition of the Civic Pavilion building further down that you'll see near Congress Street, we've added a new indoor community meeting room space that will be available for the use by the public throughout the year. And in fact, there's videos down there that you can see that show how this all came together too. And finally, our third primary goal, prioritize sustainability in all aspects of the plaza design. As the mayor noted, the addition of hundreds of trees and thousands of shrubs and perennials across the site provides significant environmental benefits. In order to support all those plant materials in a sustainable manner, we captured all that rainwater from this portion of the site and collected it into a tank that sits right below here that is used to supply irrigation for all the vegetation across the entire plaza and eliminates the need to use city water. In fact, you can even read about that story of water that's embedded in the plaques right here that you see in the main plaza if you go out there. Our team at Sasaki is very excited that this new renovated plaza will become the new front door to City Hall and the new heart of downtown Boston. We appreciate that the City of Boston trusted us to deliver on this iconic landscape, and we are proud and honored to be a part of this transformative project. We can't wait for you all to enjoy it as well. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. How's it going? My name is Portia Olayiwola. I'm so incredibly honored and humbled to be here on this occasion. I'm going to read a poem that is about the late, great William Bill Felton Russell. It's called Sestina, which means sixth in Italian, which was also Russell's number. The poem honors one of Boston's social justice and cultural icons, and may we remember to honor our leaders in the living. May we remember to honor and work towards the home that we want. Sestina, for William Bill Felton Russell. Basketball, like Black life, is about the swivel, the pivot, the turn, the build of the risk, a balance between art and war, a measure of the body's will. And legend has it, no player hooped like Bill Russell, Lord of the Rings, defender of the scoreboard, wingspan spanned the horizon, skyscraper limbs, the city perched on his shoulders, despite the city refusing the height of him. He swiveled despite the fouling of his name. Bill, a man of his word and not of his sword, wrist was a raft waiting at the backboard. Legend has it, he gave birth to shot blocking. He bodied anybody willing to sacrifice their body, bodyguard, center guard, on and off the court, in and out the city. Legend has it, he pinned the Celtics to the national boards. Rumor has it, Wilt Chamberlain has nightmares about his swivel. The story goes, he has more rings than fingers, more wrists to flick than what makes sense. Legend has it, Bill played ball on an empty belly, and so it goes. Bill grew hungry, ate in every game. If you purge the body, victory is born in the gut. The man born in the risk. I heard once he returned to the mayor a key to the city. He was a race man, march man, Martin Megar Muhammad man, civil fight. He more free than freedom. Desegregated Boston school boards. Legend has it, he ain't ever sat the bench. Always at the blackboard, locker room, cathedral. Heaven must be the hardwood, and Bill, a saint to the paint. Bill, rep a green jersey, so God must rock green too. God must swivel the earth how Bill did the ball, must mold each player into one body how Bill did the team. I swear I've heard the people all across this sick-go citadel speak of his palm, the precision of his timing, the wake of his wrist, this game will always be about buckets, about what a risk demands. Let us see the top charts. Let us see his billboards, goatee rookie, black cape coat mortician for the city, blessed buried be our rivals, he big bill, go for big bills. If you make 100,000, he make 100,001. Still embodiment of GOAT, coach, player, pioneer, put the game on the swivel of his heels, Celtic City's luckiest charm. Head always up and on swivel, Undertaker, bodying the basket, one true king of the backboard, best beacon in any blight, bucket blocking Bill, legacy building Bill. We see you, we see you, we see you. Thank you all so much. And I think Dion is coming back up to lead us in our procession.
Thank you. Give it up again. Thank you. Rest in peace to the late, great Bill Russell. The next thing on the agenda is for us to proceed to the north entrance. We'll be led by the English High Drumline Band. As the band gets ready, I do want to say a few more thank yous. On a personal note, I want to thank my wife, Toy, for being here, and my mother, Veronica. I also want to give a special shout out to the PFD Director, Kerry Griffin, the project manager, Brian Melia. Maureen Anderson was the original project manager, Susan Rice, and the clerks who are on the job every day, Tom McGrath and Pat Nee. I also want to thank the Mayor's Office of Urban Mechanics, UTIL, and I think that's it for the thank yous. I think we have it all covered. So I'd like for us to follow the English High Drumline Band, proceed to the north entrance and join the mayor in cutting the ribbon to the north entrance that has been closed since 9/11. Thank you.